Hi, my name is Mr. Macmillan. I often go by Mr. Mac. It's a little easier to say. My role here, I teach the more introductory level ISS class, and at Valley I teach the AP Computer Science classes. In the ISS class, students are going to be learning a variety of different topics. Primarily we do science experiments based on heat transfer, so seeing different ways that heat transfers both on Earth and in microgravity.
I've been to Valley's open house multiple times, and I love the AMSE setups of all the ocean discovery and the ISS research lab and all that. And what really interested me was the ISS space program, because you got to learn about radiation, conduction, and convection, as well as a bit of circuitry. And then you can later on take that and go into the space program and even send the experience to space. So I was thinking, oh, this is pretty cool. I want to do that. I definitely want to learn more about the properties of heat transfer. So that's what's really appealing about it. It exceeded my expectations because we also got to learn about circuitry, which I did not know the program offered. So basically, I got to do 3 experiments on conduction, convection, and radiation, and I also got to learn about how to use a breadboard, how to connect wires and compile code with Arduino boards. So it went above and beyond what I expected.
A definite light bulb moment for a lot of students is when we're doing our very first circuit and they see that LED bulb turn on when they plug in the Arduino with the power running through. It's really cool to see that light bulb go off literally in the real life and just see that their faces glow when that happens.
I definitely want to get into the research lab next year because I think it would be fascinating to take my knowledge of the properties of heat transfer and circuitry and make my own experiment, send it up to the International Space Station and get results. So that's something I definitely am going to apply for.
So my name is Emeka Okekocha. Okekocha is a tongue twister, so a lot of people instead call me Mr. O. That's completely fine. Right now I'm the high school ISS program manager.
The ISS research program is basically a program after school where you get to build your own experiment and send it up to the International Space Station. So usually we have a few different groups and they're based on either physics, chemistry, biology, etc. And then within each group we have kind of sub-teams, so you have electrical, you have mechanical, and software. And we all work together to each create one experiment that fits in a module about this big, and then we send that up to the International Space Station.
Each student group gets this, and we call this a micro lab. So this is where the experiments are built, designed, and this is what's run on the ISS.
It's really an eye-opening experience to be able to participate in this program, as you're able to learn new things about yourself and also learn new things in general and apply those things to send an experiment to the International Space Station.
Each year, right before the deadline, we change our experiment because either the chemicals don't work or the professor thinks of a better idea and then we modify it. Yeah, so every single year during that final 2 weeks is pretty hectic for our team. So when it finally worked, it was definitely really exciting. But after it launched up there and we were able to see all of those photos of our experiment actually working, and then being able to analyze that data and write actual research publications, that was the most exciting part.
We definitely had a lot of obstacles, especially just the whole pandemic was an obstacle in itself. But thinking about the idea of just being able to launch something into space through SpaceX this year, a really renowned company, it was super exciting. So we just always had it in the back of my mind as we worked.
So overall, I think this year has been extra challenging, but thanks to things like Microsoft Team, thanks to the resilience of the students, I can't praise them enough for pushing through, ordering parts, things taking longer to arrive, and all that. It's been good. It's been good success, and we've learned from it, and we're learning from it, and I'm sure we're going to use some of the lessons moving forward.
When I got into ISS and I was put into the electrical team, I learned a lot about circuitry in general and how to create circuitry to do specific things, specifically like components like capacitors, inductors, and all of that, and that entire new field. I wouldn't have been introduced to that field if it wasn't for ISS.
But also seeing students grow in their technical skills is also a huge plus. Beyond that, seeing them grow as leaders. You see students who come in timid, shy, but you have to work in a group. You have to learn how to work with other people. You have to, as a leader, a deputy leader, you have to learn how to communicate and delegate and program manage and budget and do different things. So seeing the students grow, sometimes students join the program in freshman year and then they graduate, or sophomore year, seeing them grow, seeing their growth from a technical and relational and leadership perspective, I think that's the excitement. That's the excitement for me. So, yeah.
I think I've learned so many skills aside from just like technical engineering. I've learned skills about soft skills, communication, leadership, and I think those have helped me become, lead me to a better engineer, better person overall.
ISS is really preparing me for the real world, where if I wanted a job at NASA, ISS pretty much has given me the tools and experience I need to pursue a job at NASA.